Hey, EDUT 520. I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving and really spent some time with friends and family, just relaxing. Before we jump into week 7, just a quick talk about week 6. Discussion posts were great. They're graded. You guys really take advantage of using each other to learn from each other. And then the unit plans, I got those all graded, and so your grades are up to date. You guys just knocked it out of the park with those as well. I didn't have much constructive feedback, to be quite honest. You guys did a really good job with those. So keep it up. Let's jump into week 7. You'll never be ashamed of your abilities, from the Good Shepherd. That's Dr. Fredericks, that character. And sometimes we feel uncomfortable accepting kudos for areas that we're experts in, or sometimes we don't even think we are experts in anything. So you are, and it's okay to be proud of that. We're really close to the end of this course. There's 2 weeks. There's really only 1 assignment and 3 discussion posts. And so you're really close to the tunnel. And I'm excited to see how we finish out. The discussion post for this week is a little bit different, so I'll get to that in a minute. But this week we're really looking at curriculum and design in regards to assessment and how formative and summative assessments play into that. Also a little bit about 21st century unit planning, which that phrase is used a lot and I don't love, because we are in the 21st century. It's not some future thing. It's now. There is a lot of content this week. It's about 70 pages of reading. Chapter 9 in the text is about 40 of those pages, and it's good stuff, but it's dense. It's going to take an hour or 2 to really get through that and digest that. But do that before you start on your assessment plan. And then a short article on formative assessment, and then a little bit longer article going on to the how we learn, right? Using thinking about supporting students for the whole student, social, emotional, academic, all that kind of good stuff. And then there's 2 videos totaling, this one's about 6 minutes and this one's a little over 2. So the videos are not bad at all, but there is a lot of reading this week. So budget your time. So here's the information for the discussion board. Essentially, you're not answering a question, you're developing a mini slide presentation, and so I have all my bullet points there. If you are more of a paragraph person, you can jump over here. But essentially what you're doing is it's this hypothetical situation where your principal asks you to do a little presentation about the importance of understanding 21st century teaching methods. And so you're going to develop that and then post that link to the discussion board. Remembering to change it to anyone the link can view, not anyone within the domain, but anyone, so we can all see it. And you have to respond to classmates just as normal, and hopefully we're pulling a lot of good information from each other. I will say this is going to be 5 to 9 minutes presenting time, so there's not a lot of time. I mean, you're looking at 5 slides, probably max 6 slides. Utilize your notes section so we know kind of what you're presenting on. You can use Google Slides and Prezi or Powtoon. You can even use Screencastify and do a screencast if you wanted to do that as well. So definitely looking forward to that. I'm going to jump over the assignment for this week because it's really due next week. Just looking ahead, it is that big assignment, a couple videos in chapter 10. So there's not too much left as far as content goes after this week. But let's jump into assignment S7, the assessment plan. It's worth 45 points along with units, the assignment 6. That's a big chunk of your grade for this class. And so really 3 major parts. 1, you have to have a formative assessment for each of your 5 lessons. And so you'll have at least 5 formative assessments. You can have more, but you don't need to. But you got to include everything, right? And so handouts, rubrics, examples, anything that really you need to see what that assessment's about and how is it linked to your outcomes. The second part is a summative assessment for the whole unit. If you want to include a summative for a specific lesson, you totally can, but you still need a formative for each lesson and a summative for the whole unit. You have to include everything, the variety of questions, if it's a paper pencil test, if it's a project, what is the rubric, how's it being graded, what are some examples, student instructions, all that kind of good stuff. Essentially everything that's needed to see what that assessment's about. And then the third part is writing another 1-page reflection on the different roles of formative versus summative, how backward design was helpful, and then also a reflection on what's something you would do differently building unit plans now after going through week 6, the assessment, week 6, the unit plan, and week 8, the assessment plan. And everything has to be in APA. As always. So if you have questions on that, reach out to me. You have essentially 2 weeks to get that done. So you can bare bones it. And then if you get stuck on anything, reach out to me. So that is it for week 7. Definitely we're towards the end of the tunnel. Week 8 will be here before you know it. I hope everyone has a great week back at school this week.